Hello and welcome back, all the smartest people on the internet, for watching me. I'm your host D, also known as MTF Doom on Marvel Snap, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 cards you should be playing in Marvel Snap instead of you shouldn't be playing, and you won't believe number 1! I hope you enjoy. Alright, so before we get into it, just as always, the call to action, we're shooting for 1 million subscribers. We're well on the way. You can add your name to the list and help me achieve that goal. We're going for 1 million by 2027. So I think we're right on track for hitting that. There's also a Discord, which is rapidly expanding, and we did some Discord adjacent content. Some of the upcoming videos are ones recommended to me by people in Discord, who I will give credit to as they come up, those videos. This one was just one that's been on the list. Sorry, no one gets credit for this. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Bonus content.
Red Skull. Red Skull is not this could be a couple different cards. It could be Red Skull. It could be Typhoid Mary. Basically anything with quite a bad ongoing that you can Enchantress. And the reasoning is that you the ability to Enchantress to get rid of an opponent's positive effect while also playing a gotcha game with your Red Skull now not giving them +2, or your, Typhoid Mary not giving your units -1, is a double, it's a line of play that, while some people will see, which is why it's not higher up on this list, it feels often overlooked, the ability to really swing a game in a way that is hard for your opponent to play around. And the reason it's Red Skull and not Typhoid Mary specifically is because Red Skull also just happens to beat most 6-drops. If you're going into turn 6 and you're okay, my opponent is likely to just want to play a Hulk adjacent card on this one lane, and you can play Red Skull, you can still play a 1-drop if you have the demon from the hood or whatever. You could still do that in a different lane, and you get to Red Skull and beat their 6-drop. So that's just an added bonus, but ultimately it's because of the interaction between Enchantress. I mean, one of the best things I was doing in Pool 2 was playing Lizard, and then later on Enchantressing and getting rid of their positive effects. And that happens way less often now, because there's not a huge amount of ongoing of decks, but just that combination is still quite good, and it's still worth thinking about when you're deck building. And I just don't feel like most people play Red Skull like that. I think most people play it with the Shuri Taskmaster, which is also great. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just pointing this out because I think he gets underutilized. That's what I'm gonna end this on. That's what most of this list is supposed to be, is cards that are seem underutilized for how quite good they are. 5. The new and unimproved Silver Surfer. So I've only seen Surfer once since the nerf. And this card, friends, this card is still very good. If all you played was a Brood on 3, and then a 4-drop, a 5-drop, and then a 3-drop plus this, it would be worth 10 power. It would be a 3/10 on its own, right? The Broods would get +6 total, and the other 3-drop you play alongside this would get +2, and it is 2 power. That's a 3/10. The Brood was a 3/6, this was a 3/10, and whatever other 3 cost you played got its own +2. This card is still good. This card is still at least playable. I know it's not as absolutely backbreaking as it was, but for seeing it basically 0% of the time all of a sudden, I don't know. I think people are overcorrecting. I think the card got exactly corrected, and that humans are in turn overcorrecting how they look at it. I got Sarah in my shop pinned right now. I fully intend to play this deck as soon as I get that Sarah, and you can't stop me, and I don't know why you would. Moving on. 4. Polaris. Polaris is the middle child of the movement, right? You've got like Arrow. Everyone loves Arrow. Oh, everyone knows about Arrow. Arrow's so good. And then you've got like Magneto, and like, yeah, oh, Magneto's just Hulk but better. Oh, you can swing games. And both of those are true. Both of those are true and real, and both of those cards are really good, and absolutely, I think they get utilized enough. That's why they're not on the list. Spoilers. Like, you should be playing those cards as well, but this is more for cards that you might not be considering, that you should consider more highly. And Polaris fits that category. Like, this card is so good. You should play Polaris. Like, just like the 3/5 stat line is good, and then just like being kind of annoying can win you a game. Just like, yeah, I think they're gonna try to eat that hood by, you know, with a Carnage. I'm gonna just yoink it. All right, cool. Now they have to like Killmonger before they deploy their demon. Like, they might have wanted to Killmonger here. You know, there's just so many times you in your own deck you could pull their armor or Sunspot out of a lane and then Killmonger yourself, right? Because moving either of them results in the same thing. Killmonger now kills Sunspot. Like, there's so many little cases, and the fact that she's a 3 cost instead of a 5 or a 6, so you can like on 5 deploy her, moving like a 1 cost into a lane, into like their lockjaw lane, and now their lockjaw lane is full, and you know they wanted to play something else into that lane on turn 6, but now it's full on turn 5, and whatever, you know, like, it's so, Polaris is so good. You should be playing Polaris. 3. America Chavez. And when I say you should be playing America Chavez, I mean physically, like, moving her from your hand to the board some of the time. One of my most famous short on this channel is one of the many times that I've played against someone who was playing Dracula, who just, like, if they had just played the America Chavez, would have won, but could not resist pitching it to Dracula. And it's just like, it's great every time. I'm glad I finally caught it on video, because it's funny every time it happens, but it's just so, it's like, I like a lot of you probably play America Chavez, like you probably have her in your deck, but you should be more willing to consider her as your actual turn 6 play. I know she's like understated, I understand that, but it's like the amount of times I've seen someone like play like a tech 4 plus a Sentinel instead of just playing America Chavez. They were like, well, I'll split it up and play, you know, Enchantress over here and Sentinel over here. Well, that's only 7 total power split over 2 lanes. And maybe that wins you some of the games, but like the 6/9, which is also a very nice stat line. We should comment on that. I think America Chavez has the only very nice stat line in the game. When just like is going to win you. It's just going to win you games. Like, it's fine to play America Chavez some of the time, and I hardly ever see her get played, and that's why she is number 3 on this list. It's not the best. She sees a lot of play theoretically, like she's in a lot of decks, combo decks, but like, you know, she doesn't actually get played. I think she should some of the time. No, 2. Every tech card. You should play more of these all the time. Everyone, including myself and especially myself, should play all of the free-to-play tech cards way more than you do. It's just how it is. We all, I think, want to have our fun more than we want to ruin others' fun, and that's very admirable. but it's not how you win. Ruining other people's fun is how you win some of the time, unfortunately. So yeah, I especially, especially since the nerf to Surfer, I haven't seen that many Cosmos running around, which, like, is fine for me because, like, I just get to play the cards I want to play, but it means that you could probably eke out more wins if you play Cosmo. If you want to, if you want to even just, stop your opponent from interfering with the fun you want to have, Cosmo and Armor are great cards, right? If you want to play the Shuri deck. But just in general, play more. You should play more of these. The amount of times I don't run into these on ladder, and I'm just like, whoo, good thing my opponent didn't play Shang this game, or I'd be dead. And the amount of times that I'm playing Shang in a deck, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I win basically no matter what. It's great. You should play more of them. You should play more of all 4 of them. I should play more of them. We can work on this together, babe. I promise. One. Scarlet Witch. Yeah, I got you. That's right. You should play more Scarlet Witch, you effing idiots. Whoever said Scarlet Witch was a bad card, that person's dumb. You shouldn't listen to anything they have to say. All right, full disclosure, I accidentally put Scarlet Witch as number 1 on the list of cards you shouldn't play with the rationale that, like, it's random and like you want to play something more along the lines of Storm to take advantage of, like, the fact that you know what that location is going to become. And that's true. Like, Storm is still a very good card, but the amount of people who came out of the woodwork and were like, you're stupid. Why would anyone listen to this person? They have no idea what they're talking about. The best player in the world plays Scarlet Witch. And I'm like, damn, that's true. And then I started playing Scarlet Witch again because I played her a lot in Pool 2, and, like, she is just really good. As pointed out, like, it's kind of the same as the Storm thing. Like, the idea of playing Storm is that, 1, you get rid of a location that's probably not very good for you, and 2, you know that it's going to flip to flooding, so you can follow it up with something that can either be disruptive or that's going to be really powerful on the flooding turn. But the thing is, Scarlet Witch does the same thing. Like, if they're expecting that your hands are going to get shuffled in this turn and then you just change it to something else, or they overcommit to, oh, well, if I win this location, I'm going to draw 2 cards, and then you're like, okay, well, you committed 4 cards, here's a Scarlet Witch, you don't get your cards, and now I have my leisure time to just beat you at that location. It's all really good. And yeah, I was just wrong about Scarlet Witch. She's won me a lot of games ever since being wrong about her. And like I say, I love being wrong. It's kind of my favorite thing because it means that I got to grow as a person and I got to get better at the game. And those are 2 things that I love doing. So I'm glad I was wrong. Here's an apology to everyone that I've ever wronged, whether in Marvel Snap or outside. This is your apology. I was wrong about Scarlet Witch. You should play Scarlet Witch. She's very good. That's it. That's the video. That's the whole video. That was actually more than 5. We have a couple more really cool theory videos coming up. If you have any ideas, the best way to let me know is to join the Discord. If you enjoyed this content, you found it elucidating, enlightening, or enriching, the best way to let me know is to subscribe and maybe leave a comment or a like as well. But the subscribe's the big one. We can't hit 1 million. We're going to try to beat Mr. Beast in subscribers. I think that's a very reasonable expectation of this channel, and that's what we're going to shoot for. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow.